Hi guys, this is Sylvie and I have my friend Huey with me, and I'm going to tell you a story about Naaman. This happened many years before Jesus was on the scene, but it's in the Bible. It's a true story, and like all the Bible stories, they're all true. And have you ever thought that I'm too young to do anything? Well, the story is about this little girl. We don't even know her name, but Naaman was a commander in the army for the king of Iran, and that was sort of around Jerusalem, all that sort of area. And did he have an important job? Well, he was, because he was a commander. He used to go out and he would first of all protect the country. And the king was just over the moon with him. He was just such a good man. He'd protect the country. He would command the men. He had many men under him in command over them. And when they went out, actually this girl, she was a slave, a young girl that they captured from Israel. And it was Naaman's wife's little helper at home. She was a slave girl, but she helped Naaman's wife, and all of a sudden, how did the girl make a difference? Well, one day Naaman became ill, and he got something called leprosy. Now, leprosy is not a very nice disease. There was no cure for it years ago. I think it can be treated these days, but your skin would go dead, and your flesh would go white, and you wouldn't be able to feel things. So you'd be stubbing your fingers, and they would be damaged, and you'd be in a right mess. And because it was contagious, what does contagious mean? Contagious is well, if I had it, then the rest of my family are likely to catch it. So what happened is that you wouldn't be able to live with your family anymore. You would have to live on the outskirts of the town, be at mercy of the weather and whether people would feed you and clothe you, and so it was not a very nice situation he was in. So this little girl, she said to her Naaman's wife, if only my Lord would go to Israel, because there's a prophet in Israel that would heal him. So he was clutching at straws. What does clutching at straws mean? Well, he was desperate. He was desperate. He didn't want to leave his family. He didn't want to lose his job because he had a good job. So he went to the king of Iran, his master, and asked whether he could go to Israel, because of this young girl saying that he could be healed. So the king was over the moon that he'd find an answer to not losing his Naaman, his commander. So he sent him off with 10 sets of clothes. He went with other men, the chariots, there's a lot of them, and they all went and gold and silver, of course. That was their currency in those days, as well as everything else. And he went to the king, and was the king very happy? No, he wasn't. He said, he was furious. He said, am I God? Can I heal him? I think that this king of Iran is trying to make a quarrel. And he was furious. He was really angry, and he tore his clothes. That's what people in those days used to do. They used to rip their clothes apart, and showing just how distressed they were. What happened? Well, the prophet Elisha heard about this, and he sent for him. He wrote to the king. He said, look, send him to me, and then he'll know that there is a prophet in Israel. So Naaman went with all his chariots to this prophet Elijah, and it wasn't very good. He was so miffed because the prophet didn't. He went to the door. The prophet didn't come out to him. He just sent his servant out, and he said, Elisha says, go and wash yourself in the river Jordan 7 times and you'll be clean. And he was furious. He thought, look, there's rivers back home that I could wash myself in. Why do I have to come and wash myself in your river, the river Jordan? Anyway, thankfully, one of his servants, Naaman's servants, said, look, master, he said, if Elijah had told you to do something really difficult, you would have done it, wouldn't you? So he said, it's worth a shot. Do what he says. So he did. I think very reluctantly he did. He had to swallow his pride, and he dipped himself in the river Jordan, went down once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7th time, and he came up and he was healed. He was just over the moon. That changed his whole life. That he could live with his family, and he could still be a commander in the army. He was just so grateful that he wanted to give Elijah a gift, and Elijah said, no. He said, as surely as I serve the God of Israel, I won't accept a gift from you. And Naaman insisted, and he just wouldn't take anything. So they went off, but he said, before I go, can I just ask for some of the soil from this country so that I can take it back home? Because he obviously thought it was amazing. And he said, because what happened, he said, now I know that there is no other God in all the earth except for the God of Israel. What a thing to say, because he was healed. He was just so grateful. So he went off and to go back home. But there was one of Elisha's servants. His name was Gehazi. That is an unusual name, isn't it? But it's one I remember. Gehazi. Gehazi said to himself, oh, he was let off light. He said, I think I'll go and see Naaman. So he caught up with Naaman, and he said to him, he told a lie, and he got some clothes off him and hid them when he got back home. And I don't know, it wasn't good, because Elijah said, where have you been? And he said, my spirit was with you when Naaman got down off his chariot to see you. And he said it's not good. He said, now the leprosy that was on Naaman will be on you and your descendants forever. What a horrible thing to happen. But that's what happened. It's horrible, isn't it? But yeah, so he shouldn't have lied. Oh, that's not a very good end to the story, is it? It isn't, but it just shows us. But like Naaman, he was just so over the moon. I'll say a prayer. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this story of Naaman. And we just thank you for Naaman saying that he knew that there was no other God but the God of Israel. And we just thank you for that healing. Amen. What a fantastic story. See you next time. Hi guys, this is Sue at Busy Art, and this is my or the design for today, and it's the story of Naaman, and it's where the prophet Elijah says to him, go and bathe in the river Jordan 7 times. And this is him going up and down in the river Jordan 7 times. He's got leprosy, which is not very nice, and don't know how many times that was, but on the 7th time he comes up clean. And this is my design, and this is how you make it. This is your Craftwork. So I've coloured it in and folded it over, and I've cut this one out. I've left this one to show you how I cut things out, just with these little scissors. So they're so good to cut out with, instead of using a craft knife, which is a bit more lethal. So first of all, I plunge it in to the area and then start cutting around the edge and all the way round. But I cut it underneath. I plunge it in at the top and cut it underneath, because that seems to make it cut out much tidier. There. Now I've got to put the triumphant Naaman at the back. So look at my one, see how I've done this one. Down there. So he's got to come up, the all triumphant there. So I've made, I'll show you, I've made one of these to go on Naaman and put double-sided sticky tape on one side. I'll show you how to make it. It's like this. Fold it together like that. I've put some double-sided sticky tape there. And fold that down there. And then I haven't put them right together, because what I want to do is, when that's slotted in, I don't want it wiggling about. So I put it so that when it's in, it's shouldered on these 2 sides. You see what I mean? Like them. This one can go down here, and then the other one can go down there. Done it the wrong way around. Double-sided sticky tapes on the back, so I'll just take that one out. Put it around here. It's very easy, just take out like that. I'll remind you how to do it again. It's just that's what it looks like when you've finished. Excuse me. Right. Now we want the triumphant Naaman. He's got to stick up. He's got to disappear just under there, like on this one. It just disappears, so a little bit is popping up, so you don't see him. So there he is there. So you can stick him down, take that off. Stick him down there so that he can pop up. And just doing it a little bit above stops it from going under this bit here. So when you put it up, he comes up. That's that one. Right, now the other one, he's got to be stuck down. I can put this other one on the leprosy Naaman. Now that will go right to the bottom. Right to the bottom of there. Come on. Oh, there he is. Off you go. Oh, he keeps coming back. Right. I'll put this double-sided sticky tape down on here so that... Oops. That goes down just underneath the top of Naaman there. Is that one? Let's do that down. Right, okay, we're there then. Right, now this one, I've got the sticky tape off there, and I can just put that down on the leprosy Naaman. See, I've coloured in white, or you can colour it in with crayon and then rub it out so that his skin leprosy has got leprosy on it. And line him up, bring it down there so that you can't see the top of his head, and there. And I found that if you just do that, it comes up easier. That's the leprosy Naaman. And then go to the back and do the same with that one then. That's the cured Naaman. Just like that. You shouldn't be able to see this one pop up. Ta-da! I'm sure you'll have as much fun as me making that up. God bless and see you next time.